Baby girl, are you going to be the star of this video? Are you going to do my intro for me? Are you going to tell everybody where we've been and what we've been up to?
Well, hello again. It's nice to see you all. I know it's been a hot minute. So I'm going to come back at the very end and kind of talk about where I've been and why I haven't been here. So for right now, please enjoy this everything I've made in 2024 and 2023 and 2022.
All right, so the first thing that I have to show you all is this beige pinstripe suit. This is Simplicity 8461. I do have a video all about making this, so I'm not going to go into too much detail about that process right now. I will say that I have not worn this even a single time. So pretty soon after I made this, I realized I'm not a big fan of how I look in beige. So any kind of shades of beiges and light yellows, I'm not the biggest fan of on myself, so I have not gotten any use out of this, and this probably will get donated before I move away. So this next dress, this is vintage Butterick 8575. This is from, I think, 1958 or 1956. Now, I made a cardinal rule error when I made this dress, and that is I forgot to wash this blue fabric. I forgot to pre-wash it, so I have not gotten the chance to wear this because I'm scared that if I wash it, it's going to shrink and I will not be able to get into it again. I'm also not a big fan of how I love the pockets. I'm not a big fan of the sleeves, so I think I might need to take the sleeves off. When I made this, I wasn't a big fan of it. I like it a little bit more now that I've had a little bit of time to think about it, but I think I need a little bit of adjustments, but no, I haven't quite worn this out yet. So this next dress is a lot of fun. This is also from a vintage pattern. This is vintage McCall's 4520. I think this is either from 56 or 58. And I made this out of a quilting cotton, and this is a lovely little lemon sun dress. I really like how this dress turned out. I went ahead and added some pockets to it. So this is the same pattern as my cat Halloween dress that I made in my last What I Made in Year video. So I liked that one so much that I wanted to make the full skirted version of that, and this is what that is. So I really like this dress. I don't wear it super often because this is one of those dresses you kind of need to have your hair done and your makeup done for it to not look weird. But I love this dress. I wore it for Easter a couple years ago, and I'm very happy with how it came out. I did have to do a couple kind of strange alterations to it, but I'm happy with it. And this next project is Butterick B6868. This is the Jill Biden coat. So this is a princess themed swing coat. I love this. I have not gotten the chance to wear it yet, simply because since I made it, we haven't had a cold winter, but this winter's been pretty cold so far, so this might be the year. I made this out of flannel. It is also lined with flannel shark fabric, and I love the lining. I love this coat. I do wish that I had flatlined it with something a little bit more sturdy, simply because it's so heavy that it keeps weighing itself down and it keeps stretching itself out. So it is kind of difficult to store because I can't really hang it by the shoulders. I have to hang it by the waist. But I love this coat. I think it's super cute, and I do have the fabric to make the matching dress, but I haven't gotten around to making it so far. So there are two pieces that I'm showing you right now. The first is this shell skirt, which was printed as Simplicity R11820. I don't know what the other number they gave it is. I'll put it up on the screen for you. So this is a shell skirt made out of a quilting cotton. I love it. It is super twirly. And I also have this snowflake blouse. This blouse is Simplicity 9386, and I combined the long sleeve with the sort of petal collar. And this is also made out of a quilting cotton. It's white on white print, so even though it does have a snowflake pattern to it, it's really, really subtle, so I can wear this throughout the year. I have not worn the top since I've made it, but I have worn these skirts a lot. I really like it. It's super flowy, super twirly, and I think it's super cute. So this next dress is McCall's M7950, and I made it out of this really cute dinosaur print quilting cotton. I love how it turned out. The making of it was a little bit difficult because this was a pattern that was very much designed for thin people and people who don't have a lot of blessings in the boobage area. I had to do a lot of alterations just to stop myself from getting an indecent exposure charge on this dress. I had to take in a lot on the back. I had to adjust the straps a lot. So if you are someone who is a little more blessed in the boobage, be prepared to adjust this pattern accordingly. Still super cute. I wear it all the time. Very light, easy, breezy sundress. This next project is a remake of a skirt that I made a couple of years ago. This is Simplicity 8250. I found this really beautiful magnolia print quilting cotton and I turned it into this skirt. So this was the swan skirt that I made a couple of years ago, but as I've gone through life a little bit, the swan skirt doesn't fit me anymore. So I had to have another really cute skirt with these amazing gigantic pockets. Super happy with how it came out. I wore it a lot when I first made it. I haven't worn it kind of recently, so I think I need to pull it out and add it back into my regular wardrobe. And this next dress was truly emblematic of the year 2023. 2023 was the year of the Milkmaid. So this is McCall's M8359. This is the Milkmaid dress. I did have to pretty drastically redraft the bodice because I was very particular about making sure that the bodice fit on the bodice and I had a separate room for the bust. There's Jack making his first appearance on the catwalk. Now, I really like this dress. It is normally very easy to put on, but I do like to wear a lot of Spanx and a lot of slips with it, so it does take a little bit of adjusting, a little bit of work, but I think it's super cute. I made it out of this tencel twill, so it's made out of bamboo, which I think is super cool. I bought the fabric a while ago and didn't really have a project for it until I found this pattern and went ahead and made it. This fabric does also wrinkle a lot, so this is kind of difficult to wear because I do have to steam it every single time I wear it. It's not particularly packable, but I do think it's super cute. I want to wear it a little bit more often, but as you can see, the neckline is super low and super open, so it does make bras a little bit difficult. So this next clip is also a twofer. So on top, I have this green denim dress. This is McCall's M8091. I made it a little tight, but I made it really, really well. So it makes it a little bit more difficult to make alterations on it. So I haven't gotten a whole lot of use out of this, but it is very comfortable. I made it with the intention of it being a sundress that I could also wear a blouse underneath it. Unfortunately, that's not quite how it worked out because this was one of the projects where I really realized I needed to learn how to do a full bust adjustment because anybody taller than me would have been able to see directly down the front of this dress. So I had to do some work with the straps. Now this blouse is a vintage from the 1940s advanced pattern. This is advanced 4328 made out of a window pane shirting material. I also embroidered an octopus and my initial on the front pocket. The collar sits a little bit weird. I think I need to do a little bit of tacking with it, but altogether, I'm not unhappy with it. So this next set is also another vintage set. This is Vintage Simplicity S3219. This is a square-necked set. So I made this out of coordinating quilting cotton. So this is the same print on both this navy blue and this sand pattern or colored fabric. This was also another project that made me realize I need to learn how to do a full bust adjustment because again, it gapes out at the top a lot in order to fit the boobs. So this is a really fun dress. I also wanted this just to be a really simple, oh, there goes Jack. I wanted this to be just a really simple little sundress that I could toss on. I love the pockets. Now, because the top fits kind of weird, I've been wearing this more as a pinafore with a big white blouse underneath it, and I've been getting a little bit more wear out of it. The buttons in the back do also make it a little bit difficult to put on and take off by myself, but it's loose enough that I can usually just kind of slip it on over my head. So this is another fun little dress. To be fair, I don't think I have worn the bolero. I did bring it with me. Oh, bye, Jack. I did bring the bolero with me on a couple of contracts, but I don't think I wore it. And yeah, that is this piece. And this next dress I'm going to show you is one of my favorites that I've made in the past couple of years. This is Butterick B6923. So this is sort of a modern reprint of a vintage pattern, and this is a faux wrap dress. It's got this side tie detail on it. I showed you with the bolero. I have not worn the bolero even once. I just wear this dress. I love this dress. Now, it doesn't fit particularly well. I had to do some kind of weird things on the inside to make it fit and to not, again, get myself any indecent exposure charges, but I have worn this so many times. This has been my go-to formal night dress when I am away on the cruise ships. I love how it fits. I absolutely love the pattern of it. I also wanted to give you a little bit of a close-up of that tie and also this necklace that I picked up on my last contract. I just stopped into this random antique store and saw this necklace and thought I had to have it. So I love this dress. I feel so beautiful when I wear it, even if the construction is a little bit of a mess. So I love it. It comes with me on every contract, and I am looking forward to continuing to wear it. So this next ensemble has a couple of pieces that I think they win as my most worn category just because they're so versatile for my job. So the jumper that I'm showing you, this is Simplicity 8460, which is a reprint of a 1960s pattern. I made this out of a quilting cotton that was in the Christmas fabric section because it is green, red, black, and white. So I originally had this fabric reserved for a different project that never came to be, so I stole it for this and I wear it all the time. The blouse that I'm wearing underneath that I'm giving you a little close up, I promise it looks better when I iron it, but this is a vintage McCall's 7062. This is from the 80s and I made this out of a Swiss dot shirting material. It's very thin. It is a little bit see-through, so I do wear this more underneath other things as a jumper than kind of on its own. Now, this jacket is also part of Simplicity 8460. I love this ensemble together. I very much feel like Mrs. Maisel whenever I wear it. I love the little crop jacket. I think it crops at a very flattering length for me. I'm also very proud of how well I matched up the plaid on this pattern just in general. I really took the time to sit down and make sure that I lined up everything really nicely. Otherwise, this pattern is supposed to come together super quickly. But I'm really happy with how it turned out, and I wear it all the time for work. And I'm just gonna take the jacket off real quick just to show you a little bit of the neckline. Again, the neckline could use a little bit of a full bust adjustment to bring it a little bit closer to my chest, but when I wear it with a jacket or when I wear it with a blouse underneath it, it looks just fine. So this next dress is something that I wore to my cousin's wedding. She asked me to wear powder blue, or just blue in general. So this is vintage Leroy 640 that I remade. I made a koi dress out of this a couple of years ago. So this I made out of chiffon, and this took me so long to make because I flatlined this chiffon with white chiffon to make it a little bit more opaque, to make it a little bit more wearable. I also hand basted every single seam, every dart, every seam, every edge before I basted everything together, and doing that made my life so much easier. I didn't have to unpick one single seam. So this was a little bit... I'm not like super happy with how it turned out. It's not the most flattering dress on me, but I do really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun to twirl around in, and I am very proud of the construction work that I put into it. Now this next dress wound up being one of my favorites. This is Butterick B6453. This is a Gertie pattern. Now this was a pattern where I tried to teach myself how to do a full bust adjustment, and even though I followed a bunch of tutorials and made a bunch of mock-ups, it didn't quite work out. I had to do some very, very strange things around the waist to make this work. Now I love this dress. I think it turned out super flattering. I love the cut of it. I wear it all the time when I'm on the ships. It's super easy to just toss on, but this was kind of where I learned that for me to adjust things to my bust, I have to just add in a dart above the bust line near the armpit, and all of this fancy proper full bust adjustment stuff just doesn't work for me. And this goes right into this next dress that I made, which is a McCall's M7952. Now, when I bought this fabric, which has really cute little flamingos on it, I wanted this to be just an easy dress to toss on and go run errands in, and it's super twirly and I love the twirl, but honestly, this is unfinished. Oh, bye, Jack. And this will probably remain unfinished because I have to wear so many layers underneath this to make everything sit the way it's supposed to that it's not the fun, easy sundress that I initially imagined it to be. So this will probably remain an abandoned project, even though I put a lot of time and effort into making it. We'll see. I like it more now that it's been a little bit since I've made it, but again, patterning is very weird. Now, let me tell you, I wound up liking Simplicity 8460 so much that I went ahead and made it again in a much more wearable, more versatile, proper wool. So this is the dress from that. I do have the jacket all cut out. I just haven't done the handwork on it. And I know if I push this video off long enough to do the handwork, it's just not going to happen. So this is that dress. I fully lined this dress. I really like how it turned out. It does fit a little bit tighter than the other one did. So I don't know if that's just the wool shrinking a little bit as I work with it. Now the blouse that I'm wearing underneath it is my third version of one of my favorite patterns that I've ever gotten. This is Vintage Advanced 37/7. So again, this is a bow blouse. I went ahead and I copied this pattern and made it a little bit bigger because I think it's a vintage size like 20, which is a little bit smaller than today's pattern size 20. So I expanded a little bit just to make it a little bit bigger, a little bit more comfortable. And I made this out of rayon, which I really love this blouse. I love how it turned out. And the final project that I'm sharing with you is this hibiscus print dress. This is McCall's M8380. This was a recent reprint of a vintage pattern from the 40s. I really like how this turned out. I'm not sold that I like the coloring on me. I don't know if I like a pale pink that pale, but I really enjoy this dress. It's super easy to toss on. I did the side closure with snaps instead of a zipper. Not quite sure how I feel about that because I did fully line the bodice because this fabric was a little bit translucent. I like how it turned out. It's easy to toss on. I think it's cute, and that was my final project that I've made in the past 3 years. Oh, wait, and I wanted to show you, it does in fact have a pocket. Gotta love pockets. I should have put more pockets on things this year.
All right, so that was a lot of stuff that I have made in the past couple of years. Now, in 2022, I didn't make a whole lot of stuff that year because I had one very, very large project that I did not include in this video because I already have, 6 videos dedicated to how I made my wedding dress, so I really didn't need to break it out again. And then in 2023, I did make a lot of clothes and I did not make any YouTube videos. And the reason for that is because very shortly into the beginning of 2023, my old camera finally bit the dust. It kept going through batteries very quickly and it finally reached the point where I could only get about 1 minute of footage for 4 new AA batteries. And the camera was like 9 years old at that point and I wasn't really in a financial position to be able to replace it, so I still had things that I needed to make, so I just went ahead and did everything off camera. I have some sporadic phone video camera footage here and there, but it's not really enough to be a full video, so who knows, maybe one day I might go through and just kind of put together some scraps and just see what happens. We'll see. So part of the reason that in 2023 I needed so many new clothes is because I got a wonderful job opportunity, and that is to be a naturalist on cruise ships. So I get to sail all around the world and tell people about the natural world around them. I talk about things like whales, marine mammals, sea turtles, all kinds of really fun things, and it is an incredible job and I'm so grateful that I get to do this. Now, sort of the only downside to this job is that it does keep me traveling a lot, so it keeps me away from home and it keeps me away from my sewing machine. And when I do get home, I don't have a whole lot of time to sit there and, film and talk to a camera. And if I have new clothes that need to make, I need to just kind of go. And in 2024, I did even more travel, so I didn't get to make a whole lot of things this year because I was away on the ships so much. But it was absolutely incredible. I went to some amazing places this year. I went to Norway, I went to the British Isles like 3 times, I went to Australia, I went to New Zealand. It was absolutely incredible, and I'm so excited because next year in 2025, I am also almost completely fully booked. So I think next year I will be away on a ship more than I will be on land. Now, I do hop around to a couple of different cruise lines. I don't have a traditional cruise crew contract the same way that a lot of the other crew members do, where they're on for 6 months at a time, 9 months, 10 months at a time. So I'm on a cruise by cruise basis. And since I do hop around to a couple of different cruise lines, I get to see a whole bunch of different ships. I get to see a whole bunch of different places of the world, a whole bunch of different kind of administrations, and it's absolutely wonderful. So I usually don't publish where I'm going to be and what ships I'm going to be on ahead of time, and that's usually just for safety reasons. I just don't want to publicly put out and say, I'm going to be on this ship from this date to this date in these cities, because I had a stalker situation at one point in time, and cruise itineraries are public. So if I'm posting about a cruise contract that I've done, it's usually going to be after I've completed that contract. So I post a lot of things over on my Instagram at Thread and Needlefish. I also post a lot on my main Instagram, which is Sam is Samazing. Now, since I also won't be able to do a lot of sewing content coming up because I am going to be away, I've been kind of playing with the idea of doing some travel vlogs and kind of talking about where I'm going, what I'm doing, what all of these cruise ports are like. So if that's something that you're interested in, I've been thinking of maybe doing it on my personal channel and not on this channel. So if that's something you're interested in, let me know. I'd be more than happy to take my camera out and film what's going on around the port cities, what you need to do to actually get off the ship, and just maybe a little, not too much behind the scenes. I can't show you too much behind the scenes of what I do, but a little bit of behind the scenes of what I do. Also, another huge life update is that I am finally moving out of this tiny little town of Warner Robins, Georgia, and I am about to move over to Las Vegas, Nevada. So my house is a complete and total disaster because I have about 10 days to pack every single thing up and to ship it across the country, so wish me luck on that. By the time you're watching this, I probably will already be settled a little bit in the new place. Hopefully, we'll be settled in the new place, or I will be editing this on my next ship. We'll see. Another big life update for you all is that not only do we have our little beauty queen Lils running around the house, but if you saw that scampering little tuxedo in the footage, that is Jack. We do have a new kitten. He is almost 2 years old. He is a menace. He is adorable, but he is way too smart for his own good. He gets in so much trouble all the time, and it is a good thing he's so cute. So I'm going to try to keep this video a little bit on the shorter side just because I have so much outside of this frame that I need to go get taken care of. So thank you so much. I've gotten so many new followers in the past like year and a half, even though I haven't posted pretty much anything, which is incredible. Thank you so much. I'm very grateful for all of you and for everybody who continues to come back and watch my videos. It's every now and then I'll just pop in to see what my statistics are doing, and then all of a sudden I'll have a video that jumps up by a couple thousand views, which is incredible. You know, thank you so much. So that's pretty much all of the major stuff that I wanted to update you on. So I just wanted to thank you all so much for still watching my videos and still being subscribed to me. And yeah, please have a good rest of your year. Have a good rest of 2025 in case this gets delayed a little bit longer than I think it will. But yeah, hopefully I will see you all again very, very soon.